skipping it. If he doesn't watch out, he'll just lose traction and he'll end up in a heap, as I said earlier.
John Renolds, number 16, is now back in 4th place on the pace with them, so he's pulled them in. Those top 4 now are having the race. It's all about 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th as Renolds comes out of the slipstream of number 37, Steve Ives. But Steve Ives' machine beautifully prepared, going well and serving him nicely. 2/3 of the race gone now. The 600s absolutely alight, just as exciting as ever. The 4 in front have left number 33, Mark Farmer, in their wheel tracks. Borley will have to watch it because from where Jim Moody is sitting, he could quite easily pip him to post out of the last turn. And Moody's a brave, brave warrior indeed. The machine, he must be having one heck of a job holding on to it there, but he's as game as ever.
Yeah, he's certainly not giving in. He nearly lost it there. The tyres are getting rather hot and heating up, so they do lose a little bit of grip that they had at the beginning of the race. But it's the same for everyone. There's a lot of manufacturers involved in this 600 class, but the tyres are very similar, and we get a different winner each week. Yes, I'm impressed with Mr. Moody. He's certainly a trier. He's run a little wide at Gerrard's there, not the ideal line. I think we'll see Borley stretch that lead a bit, but no, as I say, so Moody closes in on the exit.
Well, 7 points, which is what Steve Ives will pick up. In fact, Tony won't. He'll pick up 8 points, I beg your pardon. That will move him on nicely to 36. So Steve Ives is very well aware of just what he's doing in the race and what impact it will have on his championship standings. There is one more round to go after this. That is at Donington Park at the end of the month, so we will have to wait, I suspect, until Donington to see whether, in fact, Steve Ives lifts the championship or whether John Renolds on the Kawasaki, who is indeed the big threat to Steve Ives, he is only 1 point behind him. The point at the battle in the championship is about 3rd and 4th place in this race, Steve, because those 2 men are only separated by 1 point.
That's right. It's very, very close at the moment, but these 2 here are not at all worried about the championship points at the moment. Mr. Moody's quite intent on taking the lead. I just hope he doesn't do it at the hairpin.
Phil Borley, number 5, still leads Jim Moody. They've now left John Renolds, who's up to 3rd, so Renolds is now past Steve Ives. Mathematically, they are now tying on championship points. Steve Ives would have been getting the message loud and clear that Renolds was coming. John Renolds was behind him. John Renolds has got his head down. He's flat out on the Team Green Kawasaki down towards Gerrard's. So number 16, 27-year-old John Renolds, a graduate of the Ron Haslam School of Racing, is on his way to 3rd place and 8 points. 8 points added to his 27 will give him 35. And if Steve Ives stays where he is, he too will collect 35 points. So we will have a dead heat situation going into the last round and everything to look forward to. Meanwhile, back at the front, Steve Parrish bumping my leg because he, just like I, cannot get over the way Jim Moody is throwing that machine around. Incredible stuff, Steve.
Yes, it really is. I think maybe I should go and have a word with him afterwards to help him set it up. I've got a bird's eye view on watching at the moment, but I'm sure, as we spoke earlier, he'll probably be watching this at home and see what modifications he can make. But he's probably wishing to make those modifications now, doesn't the hairpin with it all bounced around. But unfortunately, that's what you're supposed to do after practice or before practice even, and get the machine set up properly. So it's part of the battle. It's not always the fastest man rider, it's the man that can set his machine up properly, especially 600cc class.
Steve, as well, let's throw this one at you. Could finance come in?
Yeah, very much so, but the problem he has there, as I said earlier, I think it's down to he needs a heavier front forecoil and a slightly heavier front spring, but finance does come into it to a certain extent because it's down to who can afford to go testing, and if you can go testing regularly, then you can get your machine set up a lot better.
That was almost a contemptuous glance over the left shoulder of John Renolds, number 16. He had a good, long, casual look back to West Ives, and he's confident in the now that he will be equal with Ives on championship points. But what John Renolds would like to do, I'm sure, on the penultimate lap is wind in the 2 ahead of him. Frankly, I don't think he has much chance of that because from the word go, Jim Moody rode that machine brilliantly well. The Yamaha FZR going like nothing away from the gate. Unbelievable. And Phil, the pole position man and the lap record holder, had to really work hard to stay with him. 93.41 Borley has gone round, and that is already inside last year's lap record, set September 1989 at the Super Cup meeting here. 93.94, so the lap record has gone in this race to Phil Borley as he storms in second place. No, he's not, he's in the lead. Sorry, ahead of Jim Moody on the last lap with about 40 seconds remaining. Well, a good race by Moody.
Yeah, very much so. He had a glance over his shoulder as he exited the bus stop chicane, and at that time, he was only a little bit in front, but he has more of a lead than he thinks. As you can see, he pulled over to get the second place man out of the slipstream, but it wasn't necessary because he's not close enough to do so. So Phil Borley having a wonderful ride.
So it's looking now as though Phil Borley, 25 of age, will add the Mallory Park Super Cup 600cc Supersport round to his long list of successes over the years, and particularly the successes he's had 1989, 1990. Borley gets it. Jim Moody, number 21, goes over. John Renolds is third. Then it's Steve Ives who collects fourth. In fifth place, number 33, Mark Farmer. And in sixth place,